Okay, so fun fact. The condenser for the split units, which is going to be in the very back of the house, has to be wired to its own breaker in the electrical panel, which is in the very front of the house. So I'm running about 150 feet of cabling to get it connected. This is the basement portion. I am running it through the floor joist. I know some people are going to see the conduit behind me and they're going to say, Will, why don't you just run it through the wire conduit? I tried. Okay. It's packed to the gills. There's no room at the end in that. So we're going through the floor joist. Google said it was okay ish. I skimmed the AI response on it, but I think we're going to be fine. So let's get it done. No way. Let's get it done. All right, now that that's done, I've got to go up to the attic and run the second half of that wire down to here. Whew, that's going to be hot and spooky. Mostly hot. All right, we are in the back attic. It is hot, a little spooky, and cherry on top is, before I came up here this morning, my wife told me she heard something up here. So that's great. Now, the reason we call this the back attic is because this church was built in sections at later dates. This is the last section to be built, and they just built it and butted it right up against the existing structure. So this is the original exterior of the church. Still got shingles and gutters, and they just built this right up against it. I have no idea where those wires go, but we're going to find out. Okay, so the plan is, well, plan might be too generous of a word. The idea is to run this cable through this junction box, this conduit that hooks to another conduit that goes down to where the other cable is waiting for it in the basement, and then shoot it out to the back that way. So let's see if that works. First thing is first, contactless reader. Let's make sure that the breakers actually turn the power off, and we're good. All right, let's do it. Okay, new plan. We're not going to go through this conduit because it's just not going. We're going to see if we can just get it down that conduit, and then I'll secure it up here. Yeah, new plan. All right, let's see if we can get this thing down. That would be a huge win. Oh, come on. It's too packed. Okay, this is what we call back to the drawing board. Okay, new plan. Won't go down that conduit because there's too much wire. I don't see any other way to get it down to that junction box that's in the basement. So we're just gonna go a completely different direction. this wire is running through these joists and is going up into the front attic, and I imagine going down into the breaker box from there. So we're going to follow this path, which should give us easier access up here. The only problem is, means I got to pull all that wire that I just ran through the joist of the basement and rerun it in the front attic. Cool. That's ran through there, and it is not wanting to bend and go up. So I'm just gonna put a junction box there, run the rest of it through, down, connect it together there instead of trying to get this wire through that bend. And now let's go undo what we've already done downstairs. Fun. And now we get to the hardest part of any home renovation or home project. Undoing the part you've already done because it no longer works. Just didn't think we would get to this point this soon, but you know, we're here. So let's undo all the work I've already done. Okay, wire's been pulled. Now I've just got to go into the front part of the attic, which is above the chapel and the room I'm standing in now. And you might be asking, how do you get up there? That hatch all the way at the top of that ceiling. So I'm going to need the big ladder. All right, we are in the front attic. This might make me a bad homeowner, but this is my first time really being up here. And it's wild. And I know, same with the back attic. There's no insulation. It's on the list of things to do. But as you can imagine, I'm not too keen to spend a couple of days up here laying insulation down. So we need to run the wire all the way from the back all the way down to the front. So I'm thinking if I can get it through there and then just pin it to one of these joists or beams, rafters, whatever they're called. I'm gonna just run it straight down. I think we'll be in business. Let's get it done. It's the next morning. My wife called the game yesterday on account of me losing my body weight and sweat. The plan was to attack it this morning after getting a good night's sleep and getting hydrated. But our 2-month-old daughter kept us up most of the night, and this is my second cup of coffee with no water. So it should be fine. All right, wire is ran. Now let's check out the electrical panel situation.
On a new 240-volt circuit, you need to have 2 free slots in your breaker panel.
Got it.
If yours is full, there's a pretty good chance you can consolidate existing circuits and free up space,
Nice.
but you're going to need to consult a professional to find out whether or not that's possible in your situation.
Yeah, we're going to get an electrician to do that part. I'm not burning this place down on the first project video. Part 2 will be the rest of the split unit installation. And also, Facebook has allowed us to have subscribers now. So if you consider subscribing, it'll help fund all these renovations. Subscribers will also get to see what room we are renovating next and give us ideas on what we should do. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next one.